In these videos, we've had the opportunity to take a look at a few security concepts, including the concept of vulnerabilities, exploits, and risk. And now it's time to take a look at a couple questions regarding those topics. Let's begin with question number 1. And here it is. What is the appropriate amount of time, money, and effort to spend on a countermeasure? And my goal here is for us to choose just one of these answers. So take a look at the possible choices, and let's choose the best one. We'll be back in a moment to compare notes. So the answer to this question is C. It depends on the risk. And so if we go back to the definition of risk, risk is the probability of the exploit being used against a vulnerability. And so if that risk, if that probability is against some very sensitive data or data that is governed by regulations that we're going to get huge fines for, that's going to determine what the appropriate amount of time and money and effort is going to be regarding a countermeasure against that known vulnerability. And ideally, we'd want it to be as cost effective as possible, to pay the lowest amount we can for the countermeasure. But again, it depends on the risk. That's what we're going to base it on. All right, let's take a look at question number 2. And here is question number 2. Which of the following is the most serious risk? So take a look at these 5 choices, and we'll compare notes in just a moment. So to help narrow the playing field, if we took a look at a system that allows ARP spoofing, that would be a vulnerability, and that could be bad if, and only if, somebody takes advantage of that with an exploit. An attacker injecting a rogue DHCP server, that could be bad news if we don't have DHCP snooping on or other precautions in place. But when we take a look at the risk is all about the probability. So answer C says the probability of sensitive data being stolen, which is the most serious risk, because right here it talks about the probability of that sensitive data being stolen. So I would choose answer C here. Let's take a look at the other 2. Hacker setting up a fake website, very likely in preparation for an attack, or an unpatched system, which is indeed a vulnerability, but there may not be a serious risk if there's no attacker or no exploit that's going to take advantage of that vulnerability. So the correct answer here is answer C. So I'm grateful for the time that we've taken together in these videos to identify a few basic security concepts, including vulnerabilities, risks, threats, and exploits. And I'll see you in the next set of videos. Meanwhile, I hope this has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.